Today I'm gonna show you the Tscfit principle. Tscfit principle is based pretty much on what our DNA structure is. Our DNA structure dates back to dawn of time when man went from four legs to two legs. And with that said, is all our biggest muscles in our upper body, our chest and our back, they are all connected to our shoulder, not our elbow, our shoulder. So with that said, meaning that bending our elbow will always be a bicep movement, no matter what. Always biceps. So to activate your back, you're gonna have to use your shoulder. So first muscle activated is the primary muscle in the whole exercise. So me pulling this wire now on row, it's gonna be a bicep movement. No matter how you do it, if the first thing that moves is this joint, that is now the primary muscle, and our back is secondary. So you say, oh, it can't be done, it can't be done. Yes, it can be done if you use the principles of Tscfit. As you see now, I am using only my back. And if I want to use my lat, 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 rear trap, rear trap, rear trap, upper trap, upper trap. So it's very simple. If that don't move, you ain't using the muscle that you want to train. But if this moves for back, for chest, whatever you do, it now becomes an arm movement, primary, upper body, secondary. And that is why you all have torn biceps from chest. That's why you always tear your pec, you destroy your shoulders, all these issues, because the amount of tension that this little arm is going to take to move 200-300 pounds on back, it's impossible without tearing something. But these muscles are made to do it. So use those. Let's talk about what our body is made to do. Okay, all animals, four-legged or two-legged, we are created exactly the same way. We all have chest muscles for walking on all fours. We all have ass muscle or rear muscles for two legs. So, but you're gonna say, well, dogs don't walk on two legs. I say, no, they don't. But their rear legs are the drive to push them forward. That's why their rear legs, rear muscles, are always bigger than their front legs. Their front legs is to support for impact while it's moving, and the rear is for to drive with, to push with. So there's no difference between you, me, gorilla, chimp, dog, cat, frog, any animal that has to lift itself off the ground has the same structure. And that is because of one thing only, our gravity. Gravity keeps pulling us down. So we have to have something that can make us do this and be supportive while we move. Don't matter if it's two legs or four legs, it's all the same. So, with that said, our rear is drive forward, our front is the impact. Okay? So, chest is suspension, our lats is to pull with, to forward. So, climbing, crawling, whatever it is, swimming, whatever you want to do, that movement is for your lat, rear trap, upper trap. So you're going to say, well, I can't do that. You probably can't because it takes training. Because the only one technique that you all do almost correct is shrugs. You always say, keep your arms straight and lift your shoulders up. Okay? That's correct. But most of you people always do this. You always want to pull the elbow up every time. So if this is shrugs for my traps, then this is shrugs for my traps too. And then this is shrugs for my lats. It don't matter. The problem is the minute you stop bending your elbow, now you're removing all the tension off the back and you put it over on your arms. Okay? It's very simple. Stop using your arms for everything. And that's the first problem man created. Was the arms and your thumb and your hand became the major drive in our evolution. So let's look at it this way. My chest is suspension from walking. But when we stood up and we started hunter gathering, every tool used to kill or get prey became to aim, put it up to eye height and throw. Eye height, throw. So this makes this movement out of the chest. And how many people, when you throw a rock or a baseball or anything as hard as you can, it hurts your shoulder because we're not made to be put in this situation. This situation is man-made. It's not made with our DNA. It's not made for that purpose. Our chest has only one purpose. It's suspensions from walking. That's it. Everything else is a man-made thought. So, oh, now we're going to do this. And it stayed like this for thousands of years. It has not changed. But the core principle of your chest is suspension for crawling or being on all fours. So if you keep that in mind, with everything you do, that if my shoulder ain't the first thing to move in any exercise, then you're using your arm every time. Okay? And if you're using your arm every time, your arm's gonna get overtrained. Yes, because you use it for everything. Okay? So that's why most people, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, including all these pro bodybuilders, they do the whole push, pull, push, pull. Everything I push with, I have to train one day, and everything I pull with, I have to train another day. And that is straight bullshit. And I'm saying it again, it's straight bullshit because pulling with your arm on a back day is so normal now. So you have to put your biceps in because you might as well train it that day. Okay? And every time I push something, it's triceps and front delts. Okay? Because those are your primary muscles that you're using. But it's not the primary muscle for the exercise because then it wouldn't be called bench press or flies or chest exercise. If it's a chest exercise, use your chest first. If it's a back exercise, use your back first. If it's an arm exercise, use your arms first. If it's a leg exercise, use your legs first. Okay? Before you do anything in the gym, what muscle am I going to train? How does it move? What is its function? What is its purpose? When you have the function and purpose down on what a muscle does, boom, you can isolate it. But if you don't know what these muscles do and you just watch YouTube videos and all these guys and they're all in shape and all this shit, that's great. But all these guys that you've been following for years, they don't know it either. But the reason why they succeeded was because they're genetic superior to you. They're using gear the right way and they use the diet the right way so they will get their results. But start with the core principle. What muscle am I training? How does it work? How do I isolate it? Because in a bench press, you're using, according to books and education and physical therapy and kinesiology, you use your triceps and your front delt for your chest, okay? Because that's the situation you've been put in right here. This position here is not correct for your chest. This is correct for your chest. It's straight. It's the same push. The only difference is this, but you have to push with your shoulder, right? So if you don't push with your shoulder first, but the first thing you push with is your front delt and your triceps, those are the ones the tension is going to be on. Those are the ones that are going to get injured, and those are the ones that are going to make you stop going to the gym again because you got injured because the weight got too much. So if you isolate a muscle, let's make it easy. I'm putting 100 pounds on my chest, 100 pounds up and down. My chest go up and down. That's 100 pounds. Now I move the weight out here. The weight slid into my shoulder, into my elbow. Now those 100 pounds got separated in between front delt and triceps and chest. That means that 100 pounds now went down. Oh, I can't feel it no more in my chest. Okay, so you increase the weight. That weight increase is now going to damage those joints that are not supposed to have that kind of tension. Okay, so yes, I'm saying that everybody's been doing it wrong for the last 200 years. Ever since those guys in the circus, strongmen were lifting weights and people were writing it down and making exercises and then gym equipment based on that science. And that's everything that you know today. Medical, physiology, kinesiology, everything is based on the same core principles that was written and created in a circus. Okay? But if you just had the common sense to look at our DNA structure and what they're actually being used for, or should be used for, then you would know exactly what I'm telling you right now. TSC Fit is the only way you can isolate one muscle, one weight. That's it. So if you can isolate three muscles, oh, I'm going to make my triceps stronger. Boom, I make my triceps stronger. Whatever head I want, I isolate that. Whatever head I want. Shoulder, I want to do the front delt, side delt, rear delt, whatever. Isolation. It's all about isolation. So if you can't isolate your chest and only contract your chest, then you don't know how to isolate. And how can you say, well, it's not true because there's no way to isolate your chest? Really? Do a most muscular right now with your arms behind your back. The shoulder goes forward, okay? Shoulders forward. It's not this movement that makes your chest contract. It's your shoulders going forward, okay? So if the shoulders are moving in the right direction, there's only one muscle that's getting activated. Whatever direction the shoulder goes, up, down, left, right, it don't matter. There's a muscle that pulls that joint, pulls that shoulder, okay? That's it. All the other muscles are support muscles. They're supposed to just hang on and work with it. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. So before anything, what muscle do you want to train? What muscle do you want to isolate? Isolate it, work it out, and move on to the next one. Because guess what? Then your compound strength goes up because you isolated all those muscles in your compound. Okay? Have a good day.